And welcome back to the
Riz and Amira Talk Money Show.
You wanted to call it something differently, didn't you?
Why did you make it Riz and Amira, not Amira and Riz?
Why did I make it Riz and Amira and not Amira and Riz?
I should be first.
You should be first.
Yes, I should.
Okay, well...
Let's restart it.
Let's continue from where it was. Okay, so today is the second episode, and in the first episode...
we covered the topic of...
money. And you were telling us about counterfeiting, which I thought was very interesting.
And we were also briefly covering safety deposit boxes.
Well, you talked about safety deposit boxes for a few seconds.
Yeah. So that's basically briefly covering.
So technically you did briefly cover it.
Briefly.
Amongst other things, and we talked about banks as well. But today I want to talk about adults and how they make their money and how you think adults earn their money and what they do with their money. So do you want to start off by giving us your ideas of how adults make money?
So, when you say that, the first thing that comes to my mind is, first of all, they have a job.
Okay.
That's the first thing I can think.
So what's a job? What do you think a job is?
A job is like a task.
Okay.
But you do it incessantly, which means continuously.
All right, okay.
If you didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Learn something new every day. Go on.
So, yes. So, you do it continuously. It's not like a one-time task or something. You do it continuously and get paid for doing it.
Okay.
And in some things, if you want to earn extra money, you can do something that's called overtime.
And what's overtime?
So it's basically when on some days you do more work, like more hours than they want you to. So you do that, and then you might earn extra money. And if you do more tasks, they might change your salary, which means how much you get paid.
Oh, wow. So does everybody do the same job and earn the same money and work the same hours?
The short answer is no.
Okay.
They do not. Some people may have, some people may earn some money, some people may earn less money, some people may earn more. So, basically, what I'm saying is different people can earn different amounts of money.
Okay.
Depending on how much work they do and what work they've done.
Right, so it depends on their job as to how much money that they will make.
Yes, and how much work they do on that job. If they have continuous annual leave, they'll probably
continuous annual leave.
Yes, and even though you're only supposed to have about a month worth.
Okay.
Yeah, if they might downrate, put down, decrease the amount of your salary.
So if somebody's got a job, how often do they get paid usually?
So, it's most likely for them to get paid. Well, there's no point paying them every single day or every single hour, is there?
Okay.
Because every single hour you're just going to have to go back onto that person, go back onto that person, go back onto that person. So what they do is at the end of the year, they tally up all the money that they've earned and then give it to that person.
Once a year, people get paid?
Yes.
I think you'll find that...
Or maybe a bit earlier.
I think that you'll find that most...
In most...
I don't know anybody who gets paid once a year.
But then this might be some people.
In most cases, people get paid once a month.
So I was close. I was close.
Not really. Some people
12 off.
Some people get paid at the end of every week. But usually people get paid at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month.
But I think if they got paid at the end of the year, it'll be a lot more, precise.
It'll be more precise, would it?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say somebody...
That's my view.
So let's say somebody gets paid every month and they get their money...
Trial and error.
Trial and error. Okay. If they get paid every month, what happens to the money? How do they physically get the money?
So
if they're getting paid every month, so I'm a company and I've got somebody who works for me.
Well, you are a company.
How would I pay that person?
You would...
What did we talk about the other day?
You would pay that person by asking them, or you probably ask them when they first join, but yeah, their bank details.
Okay.
So you can transfer it to them. So you didn't have to meet up, give them the money, they go home.
People still do get paid in cash.
They can do that, but if they live they live in Southend, but their work's in London, they have to travel to London, travel back. And it's just a waste of time when they could be doing work. So really, they could just transfer it.
So they transfer it usually to their bank account.
Yes.
So it's directly into their bank account. Now, from the money that they get paid, does all of the money get transferred out, or does the company keep some money back and not pay them all of the money? Do you know what I'm talking about here?
Yes. But then that's the thing. They've earned that money. The company hasn't. They have.
But sometimes companies have to take money out of people's salary because they have to by...
Oh, because they aren't earning enough money or something.
No. Sometimes something has to be taken out of their salary called taxes.
Oh, I know what that
Tell me about what you think you know about taxes.
Well, I know what a taxi is.
Not a tax. Not a taxi.
I know what taxes are.
Taxes.
I know they are.
What are they?
Well, I think I know what a tax is.
What is tax? What is a tax?
Or something like that. I think one way of a tax is when you buy something, you get taxes for it, I think.
You get taxes for it?
From it.
No,
I'm confused.
I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about paying taxes when you buy something.
Yeah, and then you can also pay taxes, like in the suffragettes,
Suffragettes? We're on to the suffragettes now, yeah.
Someone refused to pay their taxes.
Okay.
So I think taxes means all of their bills and... Well, I already said bills. Joint up.
You're nearly on the right track.
Almost there.
You're nearly on the right track. So what happens is people who
all of the money they owe.
People who get paid by their company, some of the money has to be kept back, and that money gets taken out, and it's something called a tax. Now, that money is then given to the government.
Oh,
and why is that?
Now I get it.
Why is that some money given to the government?
That's what I was trying to explain. That the government takes some of your money.
Okay, but why?
Was what I was trying to say. So they can pay for stuff that people need, like schools.
Excellent. What else?
Hospitals.
Okay.
People need that stuff.
Okay, so they can pay for all the things that they need to make the country work and tick over.
They're very unlikely to make houses with it.
Okay.
Or stuff like that, or buildings, because we don't really need, because basically they're just taking people's money and not really putting it to good use when they could have made 2 schools, 2 hospitals, something. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so the government takes some of your money and they use that.
And then, since there's a lot of people in, like, the England,
Okay.
plus the Commonwealth countries,
Oh, we're talking about the Commonwealth as well now, are we?
Yes.
Okay.
they would have got a lot. But if they join the Commonwealth as well, they would have to also give the Commonwealth countries some buildings as well.
Okay, well let's park the Commonwealth for a second.
Yeah. Okay,
Now,
so-
no,
do you mean
no,
just
no.
about England?
Well, hold on for a second, please. Okay, so we've had our taxes taken out, so whatever is left, the company pays in directly into the adult's bank account. Now, does that mean if they get money in their bank account, they can take that money and they can just spend it on whatever they want? They can spend it on sweets and trips and holidays and stuff like that. What normally comes out of somebody's bank account? What do they have to pay after they've paid their taxes usually?
Bills, I'm guessing.
Okay, what type of bills?
Money bills.
Money bills. What's some of the biggest bills that people have? What about where they're staying?
I've got one.
Yeah.
House bills. I don't think that's what
Yes,
it's called,
house
but yeah.
bills. So-
like for some people, they use a lot of electricity or water.
Okay.
So maybe a water bill,
Definitely.
an electricity bill.
Yes, so there's water bills and electricity bills and gas bills.
Yes, gas bills.
But there's also,
Hello?
what's the biggest thing that people usually spend their money on each month?
Houses.
House, yeah. It could be
And
the
food.
It could be the rent that they pay to live in a house, or it could be the mortgage,
yes.
which is a loan that they took to be able to buy a house in the first
How much
place.
they need to pay to the mortgage person.
Yeah, the mortgage company. Okay, they're normally the biggest
Yes.
bills. And then you mentioned the gas and
Food.
electricity. Food is a good big one. What else would you pay bills
I think
for
a
each
bit
month?
lower down the line would probably be clothes.
Clothes, yeah.
Um,
Things like uniforms for children.
Yeah.
Or clothes for, if you wanted to go and play football or something like that, yeah.
so like uniforms or clothes.
Okay,
Yeah. So then I'd say they're some of the most common things.
okay.
And then all of the other things are just like, yeah. Because like some of the things... they're
What
like,
other types of things are there? There's other things like going out.
Yeah,
So if you want to go out with your
or
family.
like going to a restaurant, for example.
To the restaurant, to the movies, all of these things cost money.
But then they're probably a bit lower down the line
Okay,
of the necessities.
okay, yeah. What do you know about things that are necessities apart from singing bare necessities?
So, basically,
What's a necessity? What does
a
that mean?
necessity is something, not something that you want. It's an actual physical need.
For example, Mm-hmm.
You need food. You need a house. Or at least to rent one.
do I need a
probably-
PlayStation?
No, you probably need a mortgage though. But the thing is, after you've paid all of those, you can start to think, what do we really, really want? But then only you don't need to get everything on your wish list, because then you only need what you actually need. So you don't need a PlayStation. You don't need the latest iPhone, do you?
And what you're talking about there is a very, very important word that children and adults and everybody needs to think about, and that's something called budgeting.
Budgeting.
Okay.
I
And
did not know that.
budgeting basically means when you get your money,
Or like
where
weighing your options and what you need and what you don't.
and how you spend your money, and whether you spend it on here or there. Because although, let's say, adults get money into their bank account and it might look like, wow, I've just been paid a lot of money.
But then when you pay like for all of those food or clothes, all of those stuff, it starts shrinking very quickly.
And it's the hardest thing of being a child with your pocket money.
It's your cost of living crisis.
Oh wow! Let's
You
not talk
say that
about.
a lot.
Let's talk about the cost of living crisis. Okay, no, we're not talking about the cost of living crisis.
I just
So
wanted
whether you're a child and you get your pocket money, and then you decide whether from that pocket money you're going to buy some toys or whether you're going to buy sweets, you want to see how much is left over. For adults, it's exactly the same.
But they don't buy toys or sweets, do they? They have to buy stuff for the family.
Exactly. So if you've got a family, you don't just have to buy things for yourself. You've got to buy them for your children if you've got them. So it's very quickly, these costs can add up, can't they?
Yes. And what I was going to say is, for example, maybe I'm just going to mention the word shrinkflation for a bit.
Shrinkflation?
Yes.
Oh my days.
Shrinkflation.
Go on, explain shrinkflation to us then.
So, for example, in 2022, a Dove soap bar
Yeah.
would have given you 100 grams.
Okay.
But now in 2023, it gives you 90. But you're paying the same paying the same price.
All right. Firstly,
So-
is that fact checked? Do we know
So-
that's the case? And secondly, where on
but-
earth did you find that out from?
School. And
School.
also,
Schools talking about Dove soap bars, are they?
Well,
And
I just-
shrinkflation.
yes. And also,
Sure it's not YouTube?
no school. And also, it was votes for schools. And also, what was I saying?
You're talking about
Oh, yeah,
shrinkflation.
so shrinkflation. So if you buy some food, the year before, you could have got the same food, but for less. But like more of it. So now you're also having to pay the same thing for less. You're also having to pay for more things.
So
Yeah.
you're talking about the cost of things rising.
Yes.
And having to pay more for things.
Yes, even
And
when you're getting less.
even when you're getting less. And I think that's a great
the
place
original.
to end our second episode, and we can pick that up in the next episode. Is there anything you would like to say before we finish today, Amira?
2 things in French.
En français. Okay, go on.
Au revoir,
Yes.
which means goodbye in a formal way. And à plus tard,
Yeah.
which means goodbye in a non-formal way.
Wow.
So,
So everybody
goodbye.
who's listening in France, Amira has just said
Goodbye.
goodbye in French. And there are other countries around the world that speak French as well. So thank you very much for joining us on the Riz and Amira podcast episode 2.
Talk money.
What did I say? Riz and Amira Talk Money episode 2. And we will see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye.